Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you. We had a little hitch, and it resulted in our starting all over again. So please do bear with us. We're gonna be starting very soon. We're just trying to make sure that people have switched over from the other channel, from the other video we started. We're gradually migrating people to this channel. So just give us a few minutes and we'll start in earnest. Sorry about that, okay? So we'll just play you music, and in about 5 minutes, we're gonna start. Thank you so much. And help us to share the video. Just help us to spread the video so people know that this is a new place we are broadcasting. Thank you very much.
Mastercraft on the beat.
Go. Diaspora, entertainment, government, anywhere you enter, we say yeah. I walk, I never see beautiful people. If you see me, call me money, anywhere I enter, they call me all over the world, they call me Echebe na nambara Nanke mekofo Osenyi jizofo Okwokolanye Aichichewe nusewi Nanke nosi group of companies Industrialisti woche monu Echebe nukofia Ateze lupo Osenyi jisike Okwokolanye Aichichewe Enugu Eba muru flavor Onye wundi woche monu I walk I never see beautiful people Ikuzamu bono mu onyibo Makana bu monibo If you see me call me onyibo Makana bu monibo Anywhere I enter they call me onyibo Makana bu monibo all over the world they call me onyibo Makana bu onyibo
Mastercraft on the beat. Mastercraft on the beat.
Go.
Hello, good people of Enugu State. Hello, good people everywhere you are. My name is Dr. Chidi Wanyanwo, a conk Enugu man. Okay, and we welcome everybody who is from Enugu State, everybody who is an indigene, anybody who is not an indigene. You're a lover, you're from here, you're not from here, you were born, you were not born. Everybody, you know how Enugu is, will welcome you to 042. Today is a special day for 042 people, and I'm not the only one in the studio. I have as my co-host no other than Chukwuma Ephraim Okenwa. How are you doing, Chukwuma?
Okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm good, Chidi.
All right, all right. We had a little hitch at the beginning of this show, and if you the former link that we sent to you guys, we started it by in error. So, but then we ended it, and it ended the whole thing for everybody. So on all our channels that we've been advertising for the past 4 days, all the people, all the thousands of people who know that link, they are all confused right now. So please do us a favor. If you're already here, well, from wherever you're watching from Sahara TV, you're watching on Worship Media, you're watching on anywhere, radio, TV, anywhere you are right now, please do us a favor and help us advertise this channel right now. Help us advertise. Let people go to the former one and comment and let them know that we shifted and this is where we are transmitting from. I'm still just sending out because it's so much. We've been advertising on radio and TV everywhere, so you can imagine it's such a huge upset. But you know what? This whole campaign has been a very very interesting one. So we are not discouraged. Abichukuma.
No, not at all.
Yes.
It's
So
an
we will.
amazing experience, yeah?
I'm telling you, it's been an amazing experience. Every step of the way, every step of the day of the way, right from the presidential election to the governorship election where we are right now, it's been one thing or the other happening. But you know what? We're here. We can't complain. We're just gonna make do with whatever we have on our plates. Um, I want to go ahead and appreciate all our media partners who are going to be transmitting this live. We want to appreciate first and foremost, let's not go too far. My name is Chidi, like I've introduced to you before, and I'm from Worship Media TV Canada, and I'm going to allow my chief host and chief convener of this town hall to do justice to the introduction of himself.
Okay, I'm Chokoma Ephraim Okenwa, popularly known as CEO, of course, the Executive Director of Lead Network Africa, and so happy to work with Dr. Chidi to have this all-important conversation in what some political pundits has adjudged as the first election in Enugu State, because over time it's been like more or less like whoever clinches the ticket of the ruling party is automatically the next governor. So for the very first time, we see like some conversations, some levels of uncertainty, making it truly a context. And it's really a time to live and to watch all of these developments. And we're excited to have this conversation tonight.
Okay, thank you so much, Okoma. Having said that, we also want to recognize Sahara TV. Sahara TV is here. They're going to be doing justice to what we're doing here. We also have Njenje Media. We have BVI Media too, and we have Dr. Damages of Iroko Post TV. He's also one of our media sponsors, and all of them are in the house, and they'll be doing justice to the questions and everything that we're happening here. Now, we have sent invitation to all the four leading candidates for this election, and if you have seen our flyer, these are four of them. We sent invitations to Uche Nnaji of the APC. We sent to Frank Mweke Jr. of ABGA. We also sent to Chijioke Edoga of Labour Party and Peter Mba of the PDP. Now we had to make sure we send it officially through their and it is important that we mention this. We sent it through those that have a website. We sent it through their website, and those that we just had access to their media people, we did send to their media organizations. So we really sent to everybody, and we got some response from some of them, but we want to state categorically that this is a town hall with a difference. but not Bala Blue town hall, but a town hall with a difference. in the sense that this town hall is actually an interview. It is an interview to these four people that we showed you. So in as much as some of them have expressed that they are very busy, that it didn't come on time, and so many things, they're entitled to all of that. But that in itself is a test, because this is an interview by the people of Enugu State. So those of them who have applied for a job, all these four candidates, we don't have any preferential treatment for anybody. As far as we are concerned, there is no big manism. They are all applicants. All of them are applicants because they are coming to be civil servants. They are the number one, the chief civil servant, the chief executive servant of Enugu State. So we have summoned them to come for interview so that we can test them to know whether they qualify for the job. So Chukwuma, maybe you should help me explain what we're doing so that people understand why it's not that we asked you to come and you're giving an excuse. What is this all about?
Okay, Chid, I'm thinking maybe part of the thing that created the consign is in the letter of invitation. There's one particular line that, of course, is going to be a very tough outing. And with the level of political context which we see at the moment, largely before now has not been all about context of ideas. You just sort of show of muscle, who's got the war chest to lead. But I'm very happy that politics in Nigeria is gradually becoming ideological. And that is why we can begin to frame this conversation really for what it is, because we know that no politician is coming in with his money to work for the people. As a matter of fact, the people will pay you from their fund. You are applying to serve, and when you are done with, the contract you have with the people, You won't say I love the people so much. I want to extend it to 12 years, because it's not all about you. So if there is part of the things we should achieve in this town hall is being able to help citizens appreciate the fact that the power truly belongs to them. That when we go out to vote, we are not doing that as a mere ritual. As a matter of fact, your vote is like saying, this is it. This is the person that deserves. And whoever gets more of that from the citizens eventually gets the top job in the state. And I love the way you placed it, the chief servant, right? And when we begin to like frame conversation around leadership from that way, then we can have more accountability and not a situation where like maybe someone even before or when you were already there, you just feel like you're not accountable to the people. No media briefing, no time like to have conversation with the citizens. And because there is that gap that is created, it gives room for propaganda. Sometimes one of the ways to actually get our politicians to talk is, you know, you push them to talk by pushing out the wrong information. That is when they are now, quick to issue disclaimers to say that, oh, this is not true. But ordinarily, tell people what is right, tell people what's going on. Sometimes, for whatever reason, they feel like they don't owe citizens that explanation. But I'm so excited that that is changing. And this is one of those platforms to someone, and for them at least to like respond and say, fine, or will attend or will not attend, or for whatever reason, even giving excuse is good enough. Like in this particular case, than like what we've said in time past the situation, where someone will even behave, you never saw the email. But I'm happy they acknowledged, and in some cases, at least giving the excuse that, oh, we are busy or for whatever reason. Yeah, so it's interesting.
Yes, it's what the reason why we put this out there is I don't want to be specific, so because we want to be as neutral as possible, and I'd like to also welcome Tokwe from Sahara Reporters. Thank you so much for joining us, Tokwe. Can you?
It's a pleasure to be with you, friends.
Oh, thank you so much. So the reason why we're saying this is we want to be as fair as possible. We want to be as balanced as possible, so that we don't want to start making references. But yes, some of them actually got back to us and said, "Oh, we've given a lot of interviews. We're not able to appear now. We're focusing on so many things." But I'd like to. I say repeatedly. One of them said, "Oh, we didn't contact them before going public," but that's not true. And if it comes to that, we'll be able to show the timeline, and the date stamp and time stamp will show clearly that before ever we went public, we had to send the invitation to all of them through the public means that they have advertised to be reached. And beyond that, we're also able to reach them privately, and we got responses from some of them. And of course, we got notification that the messages got to where they were supposed to get to. So we'll be waiting for any of them to join us. But Enugu State belongs to the people, not to the governorship candidates, not to any. It belongs to the people. So we will have our conversation. The person who doesn't attend the interview, it is not me that would say what that means, but it is what it is. If anybody attends the interview, we know they attended the interview. If they did not attend the interview, they did not attend the interview. But the conversation will go on. We actually, just like the proverbial when they put out a supper for a lot of people and they didn't come, the same link that we spread out. Oh, by the way, we need to make sure that everybody got the second link, Chukuma. We have to make sure that we resend the second link to everybody.
Yeah,
That could be another thing. The
that's the
link.
second link for the StreamYard, right?
Yes, the second link for the StreamYard.
Okay.
So before I even begin to castigate everybody, let me send the second link to everybody just to make sure that they all have the link. You guys, really need to bear with us because of
Okay. Maybe while you
It's
are
a
doing
very
that,
heavy.
yeah. Maybe when you are
Yes, go
doing
ahead.
that, let
Go
me,
ahead.
yeah, just like a kind of tell the people what to look out for, and also like to inform all our
Sure.
listeners that at the moment this is being streamed on major platforms like
Reporters and Iroko Post TV, BVI, and then Genja TV, like currently streaming with all the massive audience. And we are hoping that those that subscribe to the Central link gets also to like join. But what's going to be like the nature of the conversation tonight? Very simple. As we wait for any of the governorship candidate that may want to join out of the four that has been invited, would actually be like to make it conversational. I mean, it's actually been interesting watching and seeing all the conversations going on in Enugu, the dynamics of competence, character, capacity, and one of the things also like in terms of credibility that have dominated the conversation. And I keep wondering when you talk about the basis of non-assessing who is credible, you talk about the proximity to Chimarok and Naman. How close, how far, who sub before, who sub more, and to what capacity. A lot of conversations going on. And then in terms of capacity, we begin to look at all certificates being flaunted, a lot of accusations, pointing fingers, evaluating which of the certificates has a nexus or with governance, and what that may likely mean to the state. And then part of the thing also that's dominated the conversation in terms of like engaging people. It's a possible indication of what could maybe a government that perhaps is going to be like accountable to the people somewhere in the future. And of course, this would not be the first sort of a town hall engaging the candidates. We've had like a couple of that hold in the city, and sometimes also you have like some candidates like shy away from engaging, and the citizens have kept asking, the indigenes have kept asking, is it that they don't really know what to say, or they are just shying out from the people, or they don't really have the capacity to engage those they're actually seeking for their support to emerge as the governor of the state, the chief servant of the state. So we'll be looking at, and then the very interesting argument, which is where you now come in, will certainly like want to know, your point and what you feel. Yes, you have the comment section there, the chat. Out of all these four candidates, who do you think really, is the best suited for this job and why? It's a town hall. We wanted to bring them in to actually get the horse's mouth. But that being the case, we'll still have like that opportunity to like have conversations as citizens. And I can assure you that they are watching, even if they have not showed up here, they are watching on any of the platforms, monitoring what is going on. But beyond that, I just want you to know that everything about this town hall relates to you, especially like somebody who is directly affected. Maybe you either stay in Enugu or you follow Enugu politics one way or the other, and have been able to do like your background check on these four major candidates. What does that mean for all of us? So I will also be happy, like, as we engage and in the conversation, and as I wait for my colleague Dr. Chidi to join us shortly, who is going to do the needful. We'll also be like happy to welcome like comments. So the first question that might be in the heart of like some of the citizens is, oh, fine, how did we actually arrive at who were the major candidates? Because in the course of planning these, like, some persons actually made some attempts saying, why don't you consider, getting us on board? Let's talk. We also like governorship candidates, considering that in Enugu, yes, we have 18 persons running for that particular position, but not many has actually stamped their feet as contenders. Because politically, we categorize interest. Someone could actually be a contender or a pretender. When you are a contender, people can actually see that you've been able to stamp your feet on the ground. You've demonstrated that you are here to win the election, and by all means, right? You're
Sure.
getting some attention. But when you're a pretender, it's more or less like perhaps the person is interested when the contenders sit on the same table, maybe with INEC, to have some meeting of candidates. So when they say where are the candidates, of course you can raise your hands and identify. Maybe have dinner together, lunch together. But beyond that, we want to see those that in that they have been able to like gain access into the heart of citizens, indigents in the state, and they stand like when you begin to mention. I mean, is it not really going to be like very embarrassing that when we mention the name of some candidates in quotes running for governorship, that's the one to be your governor in the state, you don't even know who they are. You can't even associate any face with the name.
And
And so that is some of the things we looked at. And
sure, Chukuma, let me take it from here. You see,
okay,
like rightly said, I ran for governorship in 2019 under the African Action Congress, and a lot of people are asking. They've asked me, Chidi, why are you not talking about AAC? Doesn't AAC have a governorship candidate? Let me state this very clearly, that just like Chukuma has said, there's a lot of people who come into the scene as pretenders, and that's what happened with African Action Congress, which I'm also a member. We we in error gave the ticket for Enugu state governorship to a very unserious human being, I must say, somebody who is an opportunist. And I'm just going to stop there. And he just joined the party just for the ticket. And those are the kind of people that we are rooting them out. Politics is not going to be business as usual. Just like Ephraim talked about in the past. Once the governor gave you a ticket, or you picked a ticket of a particular party, you just go to sleep. You don't go, you don't win. But things are changing. You have to show your seriousness. So the candidate for AAC collected the certificate, was there scouting for who to give him money so he will sell the ticket. When the leadership of AAC discovered what he was doing, they sacked him in December. And true to the fact that he's that kind of person, he still went on TV and said he carried the whole of the party structure and joined to somebody else. So such people, they are insignificant. We are going to run them out of the system. Right now, we want people that we can hold accountable. Whatever party you're in, as long as you've made it to the hierarchy, to the nomination of, and your party has chosen you as the governorship candidate, and you've stood firm to the end, and you've like Chukuma has said, you've demonstrated seriousness, you've printed posters, you've been on TV, you've been on radio, you've made jingles, then we can assess you based on that. It's not when you just sit in your room and then you just, I don't know, you advertise to only people in your in your Facebook page. That's when we know that your contest. No, that's not what we're doing this time around. So there's somebody also asked for number. We've shared a number out there where people can call. I think there's another number, Chukuma, you were going to share that number. So if you are in Nigeria, you can call the Nigerian number that we're going to share. If you're outside, you can choose to call the +1. Any of those numbers, actually, you can call and participate. We are still waiting for the governorship candidates. As in fairness to them, as you know, we had a hitch and everything got mixed up. The links that we sent to them, that link didn't work anymore. We had to start everything all over again. So we're just adjusting now. Everything is changing. The whole thing we plan is changing right before our eyes. So
okay, but then can like WhatsApp call go through, like if someone want to call?
Yeah. WhatsApp call can go through to that number too. You can call in. Somebody asked for the number. Number is there. So we have a call already coming in. Hello, sir.
Hello, Dr. Chidi.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good
Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, I'm your regular caller, Mr. Amechi Ofo. I'm calling from Germany.
Yes, Amechi. Go ahead. Thank you so much.
Yes. As someone from Enugu State, in fact, I'm so happy with this program, and I'm also happy with what is happening in Enugu. Before now in Enugu, once you are a flag bearer of one party, one evil party called PDP, automatically governor.
Okay.
You automatically a governor.
Yeah.
That was how Sullivan became governor of the platform. You can't even campaign it, though we must agree that Sullivan did well. Now it's no longer business as usual, and we must give credit to P2B, no matter how you see it. P2B brought, the man is a game changer. You understand? Now the three candidates, I am from Enugu West. I believe in equity. I believe that for peace to reign, we cannot be crying that in the north they are not allowing power rotation, and in the Enugu we say we don't believe in it. Time will come, well, maybe in the next 20 years, time will come, nobody will talk about the rotation again. Left for me, power should go straight to Enugu East. That is my belief. For peace to reign in Enugu. Forget about that they have 8 local or some local government. Now the three main candidates, I have listened to them. To be frank, that is the PDP man, Peter Mba, the Labour Party guy, Chijioke Edoga, and which other? I think Naji, they say, but
no, there's Frank Weke Jr. There's Frank Weke Jr. There's
Frank Weke and then Naji.
Frank Weke. To be frank, if I'm to choose, I'll go for Frank Weke Jr. In as much as I know these people are all Ebano clique, but I'm seeing that guy, somebody that at least. So somebody that it can make a difference. I am not comfortable with the Labour Party guy. I'm seeing him as an opportunist. And I'm not saying he's not going to work, because let me tell you, I never knew that Sullivan will work, will do well. I used to tell people, I even told the Frank Peter Mba, one of his comments, I said, sir, if eventually win, the only thing I can save is get rid of Ebano. Be an independent man, take care of the state. So whatever happened, we'll hold you responsible. And that was what Sullivan did.
Okay.
He wasn't answerable to anybody. We knew. Sullivan maintained independence. We knew.
Okay, my brother. You know what we're going to be doing, because it looks like we're going to be
I think the very important. Let me ask him just a follow-up question.
Okay, he's going to ask you a question.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned you want somebody from the Nkanu East for equity to reign. Frank, of course, is from Nkanu West, right? So if you have like to choose between issue of zoning versus competence, like in your own context, that's not to say that maybe anyone is esteemed as more competent than the other. Like as a rational person, what do you think you will esteem better? Like rotation, which is equity, based on zone, and then consideration for competence.
Yeah, he's asking you the question.
Okay. Yes, like I'm from Enugu. Like I don't like in Enugu West we have Ogo and Udi, but to me I don't actually know. I don't know if Frank is from Kano West or also have Kano East. But what I believe is that I don't know. But if we want equity within the state, we should also pray that we have equity within the Kano people, the Enugu East. If, for instance, this part have been governed before, it is also good to allow other parts. I don't believe in whereby you look down on other part and feel that they are not in Kano enough to become governor. So if Frank Weke is from that zone that have not been governor before, he should be allowed. But if he's from the zone that have been producing Jim Mobo and Chimaroke, then we should look to other part of Kano. Like I said, all of them, none of them even interest me, to be frank. But I believe that anybody that want to work, if Peter Mba becomes governor, the only way they will work is to remain independent. If you allow all those criminals around them, like if you observe, Chimaroke is now hiding. Mba is hiding to associate with Chimaroke in public because they don't like him. He knows. You see why it's good to be good. In fact, I watch a video where Mba went to Chief Sullivan for endorsement. You can see because sometimes I like it or not, the man cried.
Okay. Hold on, my brother. Hold on, my brother.
Chid, I mentioned.
What I want to see, the thing that's very, very interesting, and that's why in the whole of Nigeria as a country, there is no state that is as important to everybody, as popular in this governorship election as Enugu State. So much attention is on Enugu State, and it's interesting because it really shows that things are changing. There is a shift in the equilibrium,
exactly.
So even you that is speaking right now, there is so many things that is somebody's asking Chidi what is funny. It's funny because when you look at competence, they talk about somebody should come from a certain area. By the time they show you other factors, you say, Okay, so there is the dynamics is too much for you to just pick a particular person, and that's what you expect in a democracy. So it makes it very interesting. Chukuma, what do you have to say?
Yeah,
And
and like one of the things that like his submissions actually made me remember what I said when we were starting. One of the funniest conversation I've actually had, apart from accusations of baggages, right? Like people trying to like associate one baggage or the other, antecedents, what have you done before to actually deserve these, and the capacities you served. It's a very interesting conversation actually. To what extent a candidate is associated with Chimaroke when it actually became a benchmark for assessing credibility. you know, that really helped me like to begin to like think like we really need to like come to a point, right? We're like in the state, if you want to be an elder statesman, then you have to like what your salt. I mean, literally all of them were pointing at themselves, trying to like use a smear campaign of how long someone served under Chimaroke and what position, right? And the interesting thing is that the three major candidates, as it were, right? Because I mean, they are all in their degree, of capacity, having one way or the other been associated with the administration. So, but the problem in now is not,
actually, four of
yes.
them, actually four of
Oh,
them, not
really?
only, not
Yeah.
only, yeah,
I think in the case of Uche Wakibie, yeah,
yeah.
Uche, like from what I heard, I think he also had same offer with Chimaroke. The moment actually the offer was made to him
Mm-hmm.
to contest for governorship, like so
He
he
dropped
claimed,
it.
right? Yeah,
He
so
dropped his
I don't think
bid for.
yes, but I don't think he served under his administration. Is there anything like that, like serving?
There's this write-up I saw. There's this write-up I saw that was trying chronicling all the relationship of all the. In
You
fact,
see now, look, imagine.
the,
Look at everybody's avoid. I'm sure if Chimaroke is smart, now you should have known that. You see how people are running away from Chimaroke as if he has leprosy. Everybody's running away from him.
but anyway,
Okay,
let us
okay.
hold on,
Yeah, yeah.
hold on. Let me read.
Chidu, we
Let me
have to
read that
welcome
thing.
another caller. I think yeah. If let's
Okay,
welcome
yes,
another
yes.
caller. Yeah.
Okay, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for at least starting your conversation. And let us state clearly that when people say we are laughing, we're not laughing at any candidates. But just to let you know, it is a free discussion. It's the kind of discussion we discuss in Enugu, the kind of discussion we discuss
Yeah,
in the
town
sports
hall.
bar. It's a town hall. We are not
It's a
supporting
town
anybody.
hall.
If they make a joke about somebody, we will laugh. If they say what you should do, don't allow anybody to talk down on your own candidate. Make sure there's a number there. Call and tell us what you want to say about your candidate. Very soon, we will even open the studio and allow you to come in camera and join us here and say what you want to say. So, if you feel that the Labour candidate Edoga is the person that is the right person for Enugu to be the chief servant. You see, they couldn't come here. This is an interview. So if you are their representative, if you support them, this is your opportunity to speak up for them. If you feel that it is Frank Weke Jr. of APGA, he's not here to attend to the interview. But if you're there and you support him, then pick up the phone and call and tell us why it should be Frank. If you think that Peter Mba of the PDP is the right person for the job, he didn't also answer to our call for an interview. Pick up the phone, call, and tell us why it should be Peter Obi, not Peter Obi, Peter Mba, please. And if you think that Uche Nnaji of the APC is the right person for the job, pick up the phone and call. Otherwise, this thing is being streamed so wide. At the end of the day, maybe about 300, 400,000 people watching on YouTube alone, not to talk of Facebook, linked, TV, radio, and it will continue to go on and on and on. This is your opportunity. Whatever I said here is what people will take. That's why I thought people will understand the importance of what we're doing. But it's okay.
They truly do. They truly do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they truly do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when a new dispensation, the people who are smart will understand. Okay, I have another caller coming in on WhatsApp. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello. Hello. You need to turn us off. Turn us off on the other device that is talking.
All right.
Because we can still hear you.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. It's a privilege to have to talk here.
Can you start by telling us your name and where you're reaching us from?
Okay, my name is Henry HM Africa. I'm calling from Enugu.
Okay.
And I'm watching live on Facebook.
Okay.
Well, I must say I've never been so confused in choosing a candidate than now. Having to decide. I'll be very, very having to choose between, say, Peter Mba because of what I think is his portfolio, his credibility, and having to choose between, also Frank Nweke, who has shown like seriousness in his intent to change the face of Enugu. All right. Now, but considering something, the PDP, when it came to zoning the presidency, didn't keep to the laws of the party. All right. The southern governors came together and said, fine, the power is going to the south. But they didn't categorically say it has to be southeast or southwest. And I think that's where the problem began from. Right? So narrowing that down to what we have right now. Okay.
Can you speak a little louder?
Okay, fine. Talking about what we have right now. Enugu East. Enugu East now we have Peter Mba in Kano East and we have Frank Nweke from Kano West. If we are saying it has to be Enugu East, where are we going? All right. People are pointing we should go to Kano East because they have not been there before. And you have Peter Mba and you have Edoga from Isuzu, which geographically falls under Nsukka as a people, all right? And then politically under Nkano East, yes. So it becomes so very confusing, all right? Per se, for me as a person, Peter Mba is already doing a lot of things for the youths in terms of tech and the rest of that. He has spotted a lot of people lately, who.
So can I ask you a straight question before we go? And that's I think we should be doing this. Who is your candidate?
I started off by saying I'm simply confused between Peter Mba and Frank Nweke. Sincerely.
Okay.
I am sincerely confused on who to choose between these two. I'm not rooting for Edoga because he's LP. No. I'm not even thinking about.
Okay. Let me make it a little bit direct. Yes.
Hold on. Chukuma has a question for you.
Yeah. Let me make it a little bit direct. So if you are before the polling units now, I hope you know you are not going to vote for two persons. And I'm sure you've actually been thinking So if you are just right before with all the things you know about them, who are you going to vote for and why? Why do you think you will prefer candidate A above candidate B?
Wow. It becomes more difficult now. But of course, okay, fine. I think I'm going to vote for Frank Nweke. The reason is very simple.
Okay.
I think he has what it takes to relate with people, right? I don't think it's a bossy approach. Of course, people can change, but from what I am seeing, I think he has dedication to transform Enugu, all right? Then what actually makes it very, very, very difficult for me, even though I just Nweke right now, is the fact that Peter Mba has shown in his private sector what he can do. Like it is just very, very confusing. Even our own principal, what is it called? Peter Obi is even as confused as we are. Sorry to say that, but on Arise News, I think this morning or so. The question was thrown at him.
Okay, so
Okay.
you are obedient. You're obedient.
Okay.
Okay, Chukuma, this is interesting. You're obedient.
Okay.
You're obedient, but you're not voting Labour Party. But you are considering APGA and PDP, but you're obedient, and you're not considering Labour Party. Confusion got the Maizioku.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Let's welcome another caller. Yeah.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Chukuma, they're asking for the Nigerian number. So
okay, yeah. So you can just type it 070.
Okay, meanwhile, there's another caller. Please type it on the private chat. I'll take it from there.
Okay.
Okay, caller on the line. Go ahead. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're calling from, and also tell us who is your candidate.
Okay. My name is Emmanuel Obu. I'm calling from Enugu State. I don't know, but this is really funny anyway. Looking at what is happening, just like what everybody has to say now, everybody wants to, like right now, like knowing that Labour Party is more like a movement, you know, and a whole lot of people will be like, we are voting for Labour Party all the way, and without, yeah, fine, I'm unobedient, you know. But at the same time, in Enugu right now, with what we have seen for the past 8 years, I think there is need for us to make difference. Truly, everybody will be like, Pitamba has an association with Chimaroke Namani, you know. But at the same time, all of them, the 3 or 4 major candidates also have an associate with Chimaroke Namani, which is what everybody don't want in Enugu State again. But at the same time, I think we should be able to look at it critically. Who is more capable of delivering Enugu State from the mess we have been into for the past 8 years? For me, I would say that from the look of things, I would say that Pitamba is more qualified. Not really because maybe he's from my place, but looking at it from the critical point that he is going to do better. And for the fact that he has also learned his lessons, and knowing that if he doesn't do well, coming the next 4 years that he's going to be pushed out. So I think Pitamba is my candidate, and I think we should be able to look at it critically, and everybody should support him.
Okay, let me announce the presence in our midst. Please, you need to turn on your camera. The presence in our midst of Mazi Ezoke of Njenje Media. Mazi Ezoke, please, thank you so much.
Yeah, good day, everyone.
Enugu, let's welcome Njenje TV.
Okay, you're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I know you've been enjoying the conversation. Sorry about the mix-up. We had a little heat, so we had to start all over again. But I'm glad you were able to still join us. Thank you very, very much. So while you're here, caller on the line, thank you for your submission. Thank you for your submission. I'm going to take you off now, and you can listen to the conversation. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So in the media. Mazes, okay, before you came in, and Chukuma will attest to this, on 1:20 ratio, there's just confusion. That's all we hear is confusion. We've been hearing people who say they are obedient, but they are not Labour, and they are for PDP, but they are from Kano, but not in Kano East, in Kano West. And when we tell them which one, there's just so much confusion. What do you have to say about the Enugu State governorship elections?
Yeah, we can't hear you. Yeah, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, great. Yeah.
Okay. I say on this, I would say I would take the advice of our principal. When I say our principal, you guys know who I mean. I would say
No, it's better you clarify because this is a town hall meeting. We are not bala blue in here. We are very, very. You have to be clear.
but this town hall is different.
The difference.
Yeah. Chidi, you know, I actually began to think that, when you say a town hall different from Bulaba, when someone is Bulabaing, is like you're talking rubbish. So when the town hall is different from
Bala
blue,
blue.
From
Bala blue,
Not
it means
Bulaba,
it's a town hall with clarity.
Go ahead, Maz.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Ahead.
So what I'm saying is, Enugu, there is a clear two parts here. One is the Obedience and Labour Party, two different things. So the Obedient apparently are wanting to go with a certain candidate, whereas the Labour Party is saying vote Labour Party everywhere. Now, I think for Enugu, it will be very clear to say, what do we want? In Anambra State, where I come from, we probably have, I wouldn't say made a mistake, but what we ordered appears not to be what we are getting. So putting that at the back of our mind, and we'll say, Enugu, we did what we did, but it appears it's turning out to be something else. So I wouldn't, I've been trying to be as an observer, as an objective analyst, to say I stand here to tell you, vote the right candidate. Obviously, you should know the right candidate for yourself. JD, you know the right.
I don't know at all.
Okay.
I don't know. You see, Chukuma, we are not going to. This is a town hall with a difference.
Yeah.
No Bala Blue. See, Mazezoke has a blue band on his head, so I'm beginning to suspect you. You're talking Bala Blue now.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mazezoke. Chukuma,
thank you.
there's a caller on the line. Let me inform people that when you call on WhatsApp, another call can bounce you off. So just so you know, Chukuma, we're waiting for the Nigerian number so that maybe they can call from there.
Yeah, I've actually sent it to you. Then let me send it also via your WhatsApp.
Okay,
I sent it on the chat. Yes. Have you seen the chat? Yes, it's on the chat.
Let me check now. So, but there's a caller on the line. Caller on the line, please go ahead. Tell us your name and then make your point, okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes, everybody can hear you. Caller on the line.
Okay, my name is Mr. Samson Oku from Enugu, Kano West.
Okay.
So, like we know, it's an interesting time in Enugu.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I feel, of course, Labour is riding on the back of P2B. That is the only thing I see going for them. As an individual and as an Igbo man, I would prefer Frank Weke. Now, from his credibility and also having a tangible manifesto we can hold on to, which the party candidate has openly said he doesn't want to give. Now, I feel that Frank Weke winning is the only hope of Apoga in Igbo land. I consider that Apoga is most likely to lose the next governorship seat in Anambra State based on what the performance and the utterances of their governor, Charles Soludo. Now, Frank, to me, has the credibility, has a manifesto, is just good. So if Apoga eventually clinches Enugu State, and eventually Apoga loses in the next governorship election in Anambra, at least even Apoga has been sold to us as the Igbo party. Let there be a state where we still have Apoga, our own party. But if Apoga loses in Enugu and with the OB trend and Labour Party trend also loses in Anambra, it's as though we don't have any party that we can say is Igbo party.
So let me ask a quick question before let me ask you a quick question before Chukuma comes in. So LUP.
Yeah.
LUP is not going to be an Igbo party. LUP.
See, the LP candidates, if Frank was in LP, we can go for him. But the LP candidate, to me, wouldn't deliver the goods that the Enugu state wants. He will not.
Okay.
He wouldn't.
That's your okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Chukuma, hold on.
Yeah, let me ask him a very technical question. Yes, he's told us his party, the party he wants to win. So assuming you have 100 to divide between the four major parties, right? If like 100 represent percentage,
Yes.
according to these four major parties, what do you think? How do you think they will share this 100? Let's hear your perception, because we're so interested, like to look at the chances, of the candidates.
Okay. Let's start from LP. LP has a lot of things going for him because of the wave, the P2B wave. So most likely I see LP winning. Most likely he should be able to get like up to 65%. Everybody wants LP, P2B. People don't even want to know who the candidate is. Enugu will display that because in the last senatorial election, we saw how many candidates that never even advertised on radio, some of them did not even have posters, but they still went through because of that LP logo. So to me, LP already has like 65 to 70%.
Okay, so 65, then others, just give us numbers. Then others, what are the chances amongst that 100?
PDP for me should be 25.
Okay. So we'll be left with 10. Then how do you share that between APGA and APC?
Okay, APGA, I don't know, maybe I'm not. APGA should have 10. Then APC, to me, may not have a chance.
Okay.
Apart from his polling units, because of the perception of what APC is in Nigeria right now.
Okay. Thank you so much for your call. So, you've had the analysis now.
Okay,
65,
so
25, and 10.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why this is an interesting town hall. We'll be able, and let me go ahead to also ask you to just before let me pick this call. Caller on the line, please stand by. Stand by. I'm going to come to you. Just stand by. Please type in the comment section wherever you're watching on WMTV, on Sahara Reporters TV, on Njenje Media, on BVI. Type your prediction of who you think will win, which party. So type LP, APC, PDP, or APGA. Let's just do this one. Is not the pool that this one is not manipulated or anything. This one is live pool. This one is live pool here. So let us do a pool by way of commenting. Comment and we'll count it, and this will be our own pool. Everybody likes a good pool in Nigeria. After this, we'll go and publish our own pool.
A pool different, yes?
A pool that is different for this town. But anyways, on a serious note, let's take the caller. Oh, the caller dropped again.
Okay, I think someone is calling here from Nigeria.
Okay, put it on loudspeaker so that I can hear the person. Meanwhile, Chinedu Asuzu of BVI Media, BVI Channel 1 is here.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, good evening, Chinedu. How are you? Chinedu, I think you're having some network.
Yes.
Okay, let's take the caller from here, Chukuma. It looks like the one from your side is not connected.
That's fine, yes.
Okay, hello, go ahead, caller on the line. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, good evening, my people on the program. I'm Ambassador Chris Ikechukwu and more. I am calling specifically from Enugu State. I am from the local government area. That is Enugu West Senatorial Zone.
Okay.
Now, sorry, analyzing the four forefront candidates. Okay, are you with me?
We are with you. Everybody's hearing you. We are with you.
Okay, analyzing the four forefront candidates of Enugu State governorship race. You see, there is, I don't know if I should call it the propaganda, but it's going all over that all the candidates are, in a way or the other, directly or indirectly, that they have a link to the administration that started from 1999. That is the Chimaroke Nnamani's administration.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean, that stigma remains there. It cannot leave any of them, because the four of them, it has been proven that you were one time or the other handling one position or the other, or in one way linked to that administration. That is one sentiment people are using to sell and the market other candidates. Now, I want to correct this impression. What we are looking at now is a competitive election in Enugu State, and that is what is happening right now. All the four candidates, they are very, very viable in their campaigns and manifestos. No one can even, determine or predict what will happen on 18th of this month. But however, I believe that while we are judging, you see, Peter Obi is a very clever politician. He's a very clever politician. If you listen to his program this morning, you will hear where he said, okay, he has mentioned names, but however, he is trying to explain the difference between the obedient movement and the Labour Party. At the moment is just an opportunistic movement, so to say. Edoga is just opportune to be on the forefront. Otherwise, Abinishu, nobody was seeing him. It's not like all these candidates are credible, but from analysis, people feel that there are people who have managed public funds before. There are people who have handled billions and are able to channel these funds properly and where. Unlike people, we want to vote politicians, people who are not career politicians this time around. We want to vote people who have handled endeavors, people who have built their careers outside outside politics. That is what people want this time around. So people shouldn't be flying wings of obedience movement to campaign. So I feel that Frank Mweke has very wonderful perspective. Peter Mba has a very wonderful perspective. These people have gone far and wide. These are the two people I feel that they should have been above all other candidates, But the Labour Party candidate, Edoga, is just flying on the wings of P2B, on the good name of P2B. They are, as a matter of fact, they are all part of the past government. They are all past government, and some of them are currently serving this particular government. So I leave it to Peter Mba and Frank Mweke. These are the viable persons I see. When you listen to these persons speak, you will understand that they are not being remolded. These persons, they talk as people who actually want to be your leaders.
Okay, let me quickly butt in here.
Hold on. Chukuma has a question for you.
Yes, let me quickly butt in here.
Okay.
So you have two options in your mind. If you are to vote now, who will that be and what will be the edge you will consider that one half above the other? If you are to choose today now between Frank and Peter, who will that be? And what is that edge?
Well, that question should have been a personal decision on election day. But however, However, I rooted for Peter Mba, and I still root for Peter Mba. I am not a carrying member of any political party as it is right now, but I have listened to all the candidates. I have seen them speak. I have seen their manifestos. Where is your roadmap? Where is your roadmap? And I Peter Mba and Frank Nweke has that particular roadmap.
I have a quick question for you. I have a quick question for you. My question for you is this.
Okay.
You said you are not a card-carrying member of any political party, but you are an obedient, it looks like.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I am an obedient.
Okay, it's really
Yes,
interesting.
I am an obedient. I am an obedient, but I am not standing on that wing of obedient.
No, it's okay.
Choose who will be my leader.
No, I understand. I just wanted to understand is the dynamics that we have been seeing here today. So you're just reinforcing it. Well, thank you so much for calling. Thank you very, very much.
Okay.
Mazes, okay. Sorry. Joe might want to say something.
Yeah, no, he can come in, but then maybe in a minute time, I'll welcome the next caller that has been bumping the phone, yeah?
Okay. So after Mazes, okay, let's take that caller. Mazes, okay, what do you have to say about what you're seeing? LP, but not obedient, but not LP is going to vote PDP, but like Jr.
You know one thing, maybe not many people paid attention when I said it before, that in this, there are two big and very strong school of thought. One is the obedient and the other is the LP, the obedient movement. Don't mistake the two. The Labour Party, those who feel strongly about Labour Party. The obedient movement have no party. They look at credible individuals, right? So if Peter wakes up tomorrow and say he's, for whatever reason, he's leaving Labour Party, the obedient movement moves. He goes into party ZY2. It doesn't matter to them because they've seen a credible candidate. And if you listen to the last caller, when you made that thing, for him, he believes that someone who has created enterprise, somebody who has created wealth, who have managed wealth, that individual is his candidate. Then that's his yardstick of measurement. And some who believe that someone like Frank Nweke, who have managed, people, managed entities, and really a seasoned diplomat, and someone who is calm, who is calculative, is their candidate. Begrudge him not. While others will say, well, we have here because it's in our party. Well, as someone even said here before, how do you even know? All of them could actually be coming from that same school. What the Enugu people will refer to as the Ebano school of thought, right? Where you have all of them actually. But again, the question is, how deep could that individual be, or belonging to that dynasty? Or I think, for want of a better word, dynasty is the best description here. Does belonging to that dynasty remove your sense of reasoning and governance? Hence, when you place these individuals on scales, what is it that we want as a people? I had an interview, which will be published in the next couple of days. You may understand who I'm speaking about. And I asked the person, if you're elected governor of your state that you want to vie for, what will be your approach in creating the great Igbo nation? For me, that is actually what it is. That we need to get to, have men who have the capacity to sit down with one another to say, we want to build a rail line from Abakaliki to Asaba, from Asaba to the hinterlands of Uguta. How do we crisscross with light rail and build it for us and for the future of the next generation? Not those who will say, oh, let us appoint 58 and we'll create job, and they will run you over with convoys. You know, oh, I have been in government since 21 years. And Tracy, you've been in government since 21 years. What have you achieved?
Okay,
When I
Baz
said
is okay.
Enugu,
Baz is okay. You know, all of us are talkative now. If I don't, if I don't help us, you really take us very far. I'll come back to you. But there's something you say that is very, very, very important here. And Chukuma said it before that all of a sudden, determining who is the preference in Enugu is calculated based on your proximity to Chimaroke Namani. And you say this, how deep that person is. That's how deep you are in the Ebano family. So that is very worthy of note. Now, Chukuma, I have a caller on the line. Do you still have the caller on your side?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and let me welcome officially Asuzu Chinedu Peters from BVI. BVI, please just say hi to our listeners.
Hello, listeners. It's a pleasure to be here, and to you, wonderful gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys to deliberate and have this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Chukuma, we'll take your caller, and then we'll take a caller from this side.
Okay, that's fine. I think we have one caller. Yeah, you can speak on. We can hear you.
No, we can't hear you. We can't hear the person. Put it on speaker. Put your own on speaker. Chukuma.
Yeah, it's on speak out.
No, you
is it?
Put it very close to your mic. Put it very close to your mic. We can't hear the person.
Okay, can you hear now? Just confirm.
Can you hear me now?
Very, very faint. Very, very
okay,
faint.
What about this? Just speak again. Let's see.
Yes, good evening, gentlemen.
Okay, we can manage.
Okay, please, what do you do? Just try to call Chede's line.
Okay, good.
Try to call his line. I think it sounds better from the studio.
Yes. Okay, so let's take this
line. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let's take this caller here. Caller on the line, welcome. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. My name is Enugu Kolo. I'm based in Toronto, Canada here, and I've been listening to all that has been going on. But before I say what I wanted to say, I have full disclosure to make that I am fully obedient. So, I am fully obedient, and I just want everybody to try and understand what obedience stands for, in my opinion. Now, I think obedience stands for competency, capacity, track record, and everything that is embodied by P2B. I want to also acknowledge Mazi Ezoke and Chinedu Asuzu for all that they have been doing in trying to kind of orient our people to on where they should go. I also want to say that given the present circumstances, I would have wished that Chidi had been in this contest this time around. I think 4 years ago, what he did 4 years ago would have been better, appreciated now if he was in this in the contest right now, because
but he's not obedient.
Just like most people have pointed out, the choices we have now are kind of, for me, is kind of between who is the lesser of the evils that we have. Pardon me for the French, for my French. Pardon me for my French, because but the three people we have now, the fact that all of them are in one way or the other associated with Chimaroke and Namani, and all the nonsense that has been going on in Enugu State these past 24 years kind of makes it really a no for me. But since we have to choose among them, somebody has to be elected as governor, I would want to say that I will support the candidature of Frank Nweke Jr. I am from Enugu West. I mean, I'm not even, for me, the issue of where somebody comes from in Enugu should not be part of the consideration now. What we should be looking at is who among the front runners stands the best chance of giving us the kind of government that we need in Enugu right now. Because Enugu is in a mess, and we need somebody that will have that. We have somebody that has the vision, somebody that has a track record to support, his ability to do the needful. We interfaced with Frank Nweke Jr. a few weeks ago. I mean, he gave us the opportunity on Zoom to interview him and listen to his manifesto, and then ask him questions. And from that interaction alone, honestly, I would wish, even though I'm an obedient, I do not think that the Labour Party candidate is the best thing for Enugu right now. I think Frank Nweke Jr. should be given the opportunity, because I think from looking at everybody, from what I could gather, I don't know him personally, but even his display, the issues he pointed out on his manifesto, and what I perceive as the personality that came out from him from that interaction, I don't think anybody will. I think he'll be a man of himself. I don't think anybody will be able to push him around, and that is very important, because all these ones that we have been having before, it's either one godfather is sponsoring the person or the other person. And as I said before, I think we need somebody that is independent minded and somebody that has some track record that we can something we can hold on to, and the manifesto that we can say that this is what you have promised us. And just like one Reverend Father, somebody, I don't know if he's a Reverend Father, one preacher from Anambra State said the other day on a video clip that's making the rounds now, in the next 4 years, maybe we'll have a better opportunity to now say, anybody that is now coming up to contest for anything, should now tell us, go and verify this, go and verify that, and we'll move from there. But right now, I'm fully in support of Frank Nweke Jr. That's my submission for now. Thank you guys very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Emeka Okolo. Thank you very, very much. Let me just add here, because I know Dr. Emeka Okolo is one of our leading community people here. And Mazi Zoke was trying to make him understand that I'm not an obedient. I'm not obedient. Obedient people don't have a party. I have a party. My party is AAC. Tomorrow, who knows? Obedient people, since I've now seen that you people can switch, maybe you will come and settle in AAC. We'll welcome you. So that's a good thing to know. Let's take another caller here. Hello, caller on the line. Go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from. And after that, please, we'll take Mazi Asuzu Chinedu Peters. We really want to hear from you. But go ahead, caller on the line.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from Enugu.
You're going to have only 2 minutes to talk. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Just 2 minutes, please. Yes.
Okay. So first, I would like to say that I think the 4 major candidates have the bare minimum qualification to contest for governorship. In terms of intellect, in terms of health, in terms of exposure as well. So whatever the case is, I think we're going to have somebody who is at least somebody who is average. So we don't have, unlike the presidential election, we don't have somebody who is has some form of dementia, or maybe someone who is disloyal in his party. So coming to Enugu State, I think first of all, I'm obedient, yes, but I'm rooting for Mr. Frank Nweke. And this is my reason. Like I said, all other candidates, they've met the bare minimum qualification. Frank Nweke, from the onset, has declared interest in Enugu State, gubernatorial elections, many months even before the PDP candidate came. He's been interacting with people. And what this tells me is someone who has a vision, someone who has thought about this over and over again, and not somebody was told to be voted for 24 hours to their primaries. Also, Frank Nweke, of course, is easily accessible. I think that the candidacy of the PDP is only being accessible because of the pressures that have come through the presidential elections. Before now, I don't think that we are more of the media publicity, these interviews and the rest of them. I believe a town hall meeting was hosted in January of this year, and I think it's just Frank Wenke that attended as well. So this just tells me that Frank has always nursed the ambition, to lead Enugu to a better place, and he also has the capacity. All other candidates do have the capacity, we know that there is the bias of the PDP and that, but let's not forget, we shouldn't judge people, based on their background, based on whatever, circumstances around them. We can always, take a leaf from the person of Mr. Sullivan, who was also a member of the PDP, but turned out to be the best governor Enugu State has ever had.
Okay, you have
but that being said, I think
5 seconds.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Let's take this guy that's been bugging us, and then we'll come back. Yeah. Okay. So, caller on the line, you've really been persistent.
He's a critical stakeholder. We need to hear from him.
Go ahead, caller on the line. Tell us your name and please where you're calling from.
Yes. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
My name is Reverend Canon Alex Uso.
Okay.
I'm calling from Ogu, outside the Enugu metropolis.
Okay.
Ogu village here.
Sure.
In Ogu local government area.
Yes, Reverend.
Yes, I'm not from Enugu State, but I think I'm a stakeholder in Enugu State because I've lived here for almost 20 years.
Okay.
And looking at the topic for discussion, what is on the table about the gubernatorial election that will be coming up on Saturday, between the 4 contestants, from the 4 political parties, talking about the APC, Naji, talking about LP, Edoga, then Abga, Frank Mweke, and PDP, Peter Mba. I think, looking at these 4 men, in my own opinion and from my own assessment, I can say that Frank Mweke of Abga, will be a better candidate more than the other 3 candidates. Reason number 1 is that Peter Mba of PDP, it appears to me as if he will not be independent, as in that he's from a kind of Eban or dynasty, that this will look like Chimaroke's 3rd term. Then the Edoga of a person also, the way he talks, I don't see the charisma, I don't see the leadership qualities that will drive Enugu State. And he looks to me also as if it will be Buruburu's 3rd term. Frank Mweke is the only person that looks to me as if he will, be independent in terms of political will, in terms of taking decisions, political decisions. So he's not a career politician, so to speak. Others are basically career politicians.
All right, Reverend.
So my own assessment, I think Frank Mweke will be a better person to lead Enugu State in the next 4 years.
Thank you so much.
I'm an obedient anyway, but I don't belong to any political party. Yes.
Thank you so much. Very, very interesting submissions we've had so far. We have people calling in. Please, if somebody's already talking, let's not call in. We can call in after the person finishes talking. Mazi Chinedu Asuzu Peters, you've been in the scene, you've been following the trend, you've been reporting. You are not just someone that reports, you have an organization that is committed to good governance. So you are a huge stakeholder in what is going on. Please, I want you to weigh in on what is happening in Enugu State. Chinedu, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Check your mic.
You need to unmute.
Okay. All right. I think you can hear me right now, right?
Sure, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, let me appreciate you, gentlemen, especially Dr. Chidi, for putting this together, and to all who are following this program, and those who will watch later. Honestly speaking, what is happening in Nigeria today as a whole, the ballot revolution, the political revolution, is what I have endlessly put in a lot of effort, and some other people preaching that it is possible. And today we are seeing it happen right before us. And now going down to Enugu State, particularly the 4 major candidates, I look at people based on capacity and the antecedent, where they are coming from. And most importantly, the motive. The motive, what's driving you. So many people have different motive of seeking political power. Until you understand those motives, we'll continue making the mistake. People are quite emotional. People are quite carried away by so many things without really asking pertinent questions. Now, to the candidates in Enugu, I've made my research about them. Number one is that PDP and APC for me is not an option, because I'm not looking at the person, the capacity or whatever. I'm looking at the platform. The platform is a platform we have designated a platform of impunity, and nothing good can come out of it as it is now. So the people must try other options. Because if you look at the process, as which the leaders emerge from these parties, it is nothing to write home about. What can they deliver to the people? Many of them bought the ticket straight on. Many people may not like to accept that, but I'm sure that is the order of the day. They buy these tickets, running in billions. What do you expect such person? Because this is the foundation, this is the democratic foundation they have laid from the political party structures. Their democracy is nothing to write home about. Then how do you think that they can deliver the dividend of democracy, which is good governance, to the people? So as far as you are in APC or PDP, I'm sorry, it's no option for me. And now coming down to Labour Party and the Apuga candidate. Honestly speaking, you all know that I am Igbo-centric. I am particularly Igbo-centric, and I have no apology to offer to anybody, because it is not me that says charity begins at home. So I am more interested in fixing my homeland, to make it workable, to make it livable. Over the years, we have transactional political leadership. We have politicians of buying and selling mentality. We have politicians that are just out to amass primitive wealth they don't even need. And I would like to say that in Nigeria generally, the Southeast is the backward. When we talk about North, people say, oh, there is poverty level. Let me tell you, Southeast, with what we have, is backward. And why I'm more interested in Enugu State, as it were now, is that Enugu State happens to be the political headquarters of Ndibo. You might argue that, but that is the truth. Now, what happens in Enugu State becomes, very critical to the development of Igbo land generally. And having someone like we see, in some of my programs or videos that I've uploaded, I have said it clearly that we have 2 obedient candidates. I am obedient, and there's no 2 ways about it. And we have 2 obedient candidates in Enugu State. We have one in Labour Party and one in Apuga. But I'm looking at their antecedent. What can they offer to the Enugu State? How I wish they are here. If they are here, we load them out with some questions to answer. And from their answers, we understand, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And what they will be getting from here is not what they have written and given to them as a script. We will ask them most important question. It's quite unfortunate that in Enugu in the past, they used to have pipe-borne water in Enugu. But today, it is nothing to write home about. I have families, I have friends, they still go and fetch water, scavenge water in.
Oh, we seem to have lost Peters. Let's take the caller on the line here until he comes.
Sorry, I'm sorry about that interruption.
Okay, go ahead, finish. Call on the line.
Enugu State, over the years, have had successive government under PDP. They couldn't solve this problem of water, common water. Common water. We're not talking about other things. What about the schools? What about the healthcare? We're not looking at infrastructure and the per capita development of individuals, the economic drive. We're not looking at that. And most times I've engaged myself with different groups that has the development of our Nibo at heart. And they put in a lot of proposals. You see some of these government people, they are not coming forward to, embrace some of these proposals, embrace some of these engagement that will drive development in the Southeast, especially in Enugu State. So where are we coming from and where are we heading to? So we can't continue like this. Having Frank Nweke Jr., I've listened to him over time and over time. You can see the passion that is driving him. That is one thing I look at him. The passion that is driving the young man. He is, trying to project what, unfortunately, we projected that the Anambra through Soludo will be able to do. And understanding that obedient movement is not about political parties, not even about Labour Party, because I can tell you that we are yet to have ideologically driven political party in Nigeria. Hopefully, Labour Party will be that. And we're looking at the political icon of today, Peter Obi, the beacon of good governance, the beacon of hope. So,
okay.
Some of these people under Labour Party, and I think that is where, because calls are coming in through my gadget, that is what is interrupting the network. So I just have to summarize it right now to say I appreciate this program and I wish we keep these guys on their toe, hit on them, bring them on this program. We can retry again to drag them down here so that they can answer questions and tell Enugu how they can solve their problem. Then that is where we can take it up from. If not, I can tell you, we are opinion molders and we can do the damage for them to make sure that some of them who are opportunists will never smell that lion's house in Enugu State. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Chukuma, before we go on, Maz is okay too. I'm going to come to you. There's a caller here on the line. But one thing that I want to correct, one impression I want to correct out there is people thinking that here people are neutral. No, we are not really that neutral. The only people you have that want to be neutral as far as this program is concerned will be me, the convener, and my co-host Chukuma Ephraim. Our media partners are here with their own independent opinion. So don't come here thinking everybody, even me, I belong to a political party. My party is the African Action Congress. And like I said, politically, candidate-wise, we fielded a very stupid, foolish man there who was an opportunist. And that's what Chinedu Asuzu is talking about. We are not here to do opportunism again. If I had a sensible, reasonable candidate of African Action Congress in Enugu State, then I'll be able to pitch for him. But the hopeless man that we put there collected our form and went and started looking for who to give him money. Give him money to pay. It's no longer business as usual.
Dr. Chidi, calm down. But
no, I can't calm down.
Calm down. Yeah.
Let me tell you why I can't calm down, guys. Sorry.
Dr. Chidi, let's welcome more callers.
Wait.
Calm down. Point of order. Let's welcome more callers.
Wait. Let me tell you why I cannot calm down. This is very important. You see, it's about time that Shebi here, we are here discussing, not really big. Don't you see what's happening in Enugu State? It's not about party. It's about the person who, if you do anyhow, you will see anyhow. That's where we are right now. And I like the dynamic. That's why I can talk like this. It's really very annoying that people will work very hard, work on ideology, build their party, and one opportunities will just come and rubbish everything. It's very angry. It's very, very annoying. But I take your point of order. I will calm down, but I will not take back what I said.
Okay, point of order after disorder.
Let's take the caller on the line. Caller, please. Thank you for holding on. Go ahead, please.
Oh, there's no problem. You see,
Go ahead.
Good evening, Dr. Chedi.
Yeah.
And then good evening, CEO.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Ezoke, and then Chinedu Peters.
Good evening to you.
My name is Pastor Zubichiku. I'm calling from Enugu. And then I'm very happy for this program. It's a worthwhile event. And I'm a typical Nkano man. So I just want to make some comments direct to, this is a sensitive moment in Enugu as it stands now, and then everyone who loved the growth of this state is going to be very, very viable, and then put not just his comments, but put his wisdom in place so that Enugu State can regain her strength again. So first of all, I want to comment on the 4 major candidates that is contesting for this apex seat in Enugu, which is the governorship seat. First is Peter Mba, Frank Nweke of APGA, Peter Mba of PDP, then Waki Beya of APC, and then Edo Oga of Labour Party. Now, first, the thing I want to say is that basically, if you watch this whole, the Labour Party man is just a guy being carried by the wind of Peter Obi and the Labour Party. Then again, if you go through his manifestos, I don't see his manifestos as strong as anything that is going to be capable to stand the test of time, if not the wave of Peter Obi. Then going to the fact of Frank Nweke. Frank Nweke is a man he's a man that when you look at him, you see that he's a man that is capable. You hear him talk, you see his manifestos, you know that this guy actually came out for this hot battle. And then you now watch another man, the Waki Beya, who is also coming up with his own platform, coming up with so many things that he's going to do for Ndienu with Peter Mba. But where I want to majorly, because for me, I have a candidate that I'm standing with, and irrespective whether he win or he lose, I'm going to still vote for him. But I think what Enugu State need now, there are 2 things that Enugu State need now. Enugu State number 1, in as much as that everyone who is in Enugu is praying and wishing that Enugu State will be redeemed from the hand of Eban dynasty. This has been a syndrome that has been eating the state off for a very long time. But I just want to appeal to our people who are listening to me this evening so that we don't make the same mistake that Anambra people make. I'm sorry if I sound so, but I think we need to, this time around, calm down so that we are not going to use because of the obedient wave and vote in scorpions and pythons that are going to, cling us and then swallow us at the course of the line. So we need to sit down and weigh this thing and balance it. First, when you were talking, I think you mentioned something related to the antecedents of the person that is coming up. For instance, we need to check the antecedents of those people that are coming up. Frank Nweke, his antecedent, and I think Frank has served as a former Minister of Information, and then his profile and what he has been able to deliver to the people, even in this state and in the federal level.
then we want to watch, because to me, this battle is between Frank Nweke and Peter Mba, to me. And I'm standing for Peter Mba. Let me just be very plain. I'm standing for Peter Mba. I've always supported him, even right from the time. Not because Peter Mba is
we need to move on because there are two.
Thank you, because I'm sure like many people are actually bugging your phone, and of course we should be able to end at most 6:15. At most 6:15 Nigeria time. But then let me say something which is quite important. I think somebody sent in a chat asking for the whereabouts of the candidates. I'm sure like Chidi tried clearing that when we started. Yes, they were all duly invited, officially invited. Yes, but for whatever reason, at the late moment, turned out not showing up, and it's not our fault. And we say this is a town hall, for crying out loud. It was not called a debate, so it's not just entirely about the candidates. It's also about, what the indigenes of Enugu has to say, and that's why we still had to like hold a conversation, notwithstanding. And it's really been interesting hearing what people feel about this candidate. So we welcome more callers, and maybe after that, Chidi, we should be able to like give our partners and ourselves like conclude. But probably if we welcome more calls from now until maybe somewhere around the next 12 minutes, right? Maybe six callers should be able to voice in, and then we begin to tidy up.
Sure. We have a caller on the line, but there's something that you said that's very pertinent, and I need this. And Chinedu Asuzu alluded to this. A lot of the candidates, I could be wrong here, but I suspect they are very suspicious of this platform, of what we set up, because of the way we came at it, the way we are blunt, and some of them how do they speak this English? In fairness, in fairness to them, in fairness.
Okay. Mazi is okay. He's a very dark human being. He's not fair. So can you say
So Chidi, let's welcome the next caller.
I'm coming. Before we go to the next caller, see, in fairness to some of them have been going out there to actually meet with the people. But the point there is that this town hall, it's not about the candidates. It is us that have organized. We are having a town hall meeting, and we invited these people to come so that we will query them. We will interrogate them. Nobody begged them. They went and bought the form. They are applicants, all of them, all four of them. They are job applicants. They want to get job at the Lions building. So this is interview. The person who doesn't want to come for interview, they have their reasons. I cannot speak for them. But the person who comes, we are going to do this over and over again, like Chinedu says, and put them under pressure from now to the end of very close to that debate time. Mazi is okay. Would you want us to take this call, or you want to make your comment now? Okay, we didn't hear you though. We didn't hear you.
On mute.
Your mic is muted.
On mute.
Mic is okay. Your mic. Mazi is okay.
Unmute your mic.
Okay, let's take the caller while he's trying to sort himself out.
Let's welcome callers, and after that we'll
have
opportunity
go ahead,
to
caller on the line. Okay, I agree with you. Go ahead, caller on the line.
Caller
on the line.
Hello, good evening to all of you.
Good evening, sir.
Dr. Tidi, I want to really appreciate you for the good job you are doing. I've been following you for a very long time now, and I'm happy to hear you deliberate on what is going on in Enugu State. But before I proceed, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Okoli Chipugeku. I'm from Enugu West, Udi local government area to be precise. Honestly, I'm happy about the enlightenment and the exposure that you are bringing in our, governance. And I believe in long time that is going to have a positive effect, even though at the moment we are experiencing a lot of hitch and all that. That is it. So, considering the issue on ground that the gubernatorial candidate that is suitable for Enugu State, there is something I want to understand better. Okay. Hello, are you people hearing me?
Everybody's hearing
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
Okay. What I want to ask is being an obedient automatically shoot you to being a labor supporter? And if that answer is no, I think it's better we look at the candidates one by one and know the one that can be able to bring the dividend of democracy to our people. Because at the end of the day, that is what Labour Party stands for. So for me, the question or the issue of being Labour or APGA or whatever shouldn't amount, because at the end of the day, what we want is good governance. So if somebody in APGA has a citizen, has all the quality to bring good governance to our people, I think we should go for him. And if the one that is in Labour seems to have a questionable character, or maybe doesn't really suit obedient people, then we will now look ahead of him and choose someone that can be able to deliver. That is my humble submission. Thank you, every one of you.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
Thank you so much. Other calls are coming in. We'll pick
Yes.
them. A lot of people were coming in, and somebody was saying, I think the purpose of this is to have the candidates present. But you see, the good thing also is that the fact that without the candidates, we are talking and deliberating is a sure proof that the power belongs to the people. It is the people that decide what happens. The candidates, whether they are there or not, it's good to have a leader, but if the leader doesn't get to a point where the leader is more important than the people. So this whole town hall is, first of all, the importance is for the people, and then secondly for the candidates. So it is the candidates that are supposed to take advantage of this gathering, and not the people take advantage of the candidates being there. So call on the line, go ahead, please. Tell us your name and then go ahead.
Hi, Chidi. Good evening. My name is Franklin. I've met you on a preview on a certain platform before. We've interacted,
Sure.
and that was when we had the onset of the obedient movement. Now, the reason I'm calling is because I saw on the screen that you guys are discussing about Enugu State, and I can see
Hold on. Let me correct an impression. This is not obedient movement platform. This is
this is not the obedient movement platform. Definitely, but you have Mazi, what's it called?
It's okay. No.
And
See,
we're talking about
no. Listen, let us reorder things very, very well, because with these days we're about making things very, very clear. That's why this is a town hall with a difference, not Bola Blue or Blue Bar. So what we have here is worship media. This is a media event. Let's look at it from that perspective. It's a media event. Worship media and led Africa put up this town hall. Now, Mazi Ezoke is our media partner. Asuzu Chinedu is our media partner. Sahara Reporters is our media partner. They are all here, but individually too, they have their political inclinations, and people out there. That's why it is important that each person calls and supports their people. So if you're seeing that not Labour, obedient movement is dominating it, and it's beginning to look like it's obedient movement platform. Yeah, I am African Action Congress. I am not obedient. So let's just make that very clear. And if other people, if you're there and you're watching obedient take over, don't go tomorrow and say that it's cheated. I brought obedient here. It's you people that allowed it.
I never said you are obedient. From the get-go, you told us you are not with us. Okay, and we left you, we allowed you to be, isn't it?
No, you said now you're seeing me in obedience platform, so that's why I had to correct you. But go ahead.
Well, it's all good.
Yeah.
First of all, my own take on the governorship candidate in the governorship election is this. I know to an extent, Frank Weke, he's a very sound individual. And it's quite unfortunate that the obedient tsunami is what it is at this point, especially in the Southeast. And whether we like it or not, it's going to affect him. The reason is this. I do not know. It's difficult to gauge the extent of enlightenment that our people have when it comes to voting. Because it's quite popular. And a whole lot of us, a whole lot of people are also of the idea that we want a government that we can hold accountable. And most of us believe that people coming from all these other platforms that we do not, that is not strictly affiliated with Peter Obi, that it might be difficult to hold people accountable. And that is why a lot of people are of the opinion, let us first of all get out the old order. And that's why you find a lot of people who still supporting someone like a Doga in Labour Party, because they believe, okay, let's get rid of the whole order, because what they want to erase above every other thing is a handwriting of PDP in Enugu State. Personally, I do not want someone from PDP to get in, regardless of what is it called, how credible or how efficient that this gentleman, what was his name, Frank Mba, is. Why? Because we do not want people coming into governance by the sheer recommendation of the so-called political godfathers, especially in Enugu State. And that is why you find some people who want to say, let us go for a Doga, or let us go for Frank Nweke. It is not necessarily because Mbaye is not competent. I believe he can be competent, but I also believe that the party which he stands at this point, he can do little or no good coming from that party. That is what I believe. So for me, Frank Nweke is good. For me, Edoka is good because Edoka is under Labour Party, and I'm sure that he's not going to want to do anything that will make people to start saying bad things about Labour Party when he gets there. Because if he does something that people do not like, they're definitely going to vote against him. And the level of enlightenment we need to get into is when we start voting individuals, not just party. Even if we are supporting Labour Party at the federal level, how do we start filtering the process through which we get into that Labour Party? Because come 2027, you will see a lot of people going to even buy forms in Labour Party, people who are not even, well verified and all that. That is the level we need to get into. How do these people get those tickets? How do they do those primaries? What level of control are we going to have when it comes to the primaries? How we elect people who start carrying those tickets, even in the state level? And I'm sure that if Frank Weke Jr. had known that Labour Party would get like this, I'm sure he would have picked the party ticket, from the get-go. But we are where we are at this point. But
all right.
I just
Chidi, just a follow-up question for him, which I expect him to answer.
He has
in
a
30
follow-up
seconds,
question for you.
and
Hold
then we'll
on.
begin to tidy up. Yes, a follow-up question. So, looking at the state of things in Enugu now, with the four major parties. Yeah, can you hear me?
Ephraim is asking you. So the question is for you. So listen.
Yes, you. Yes, the question is for you. So, assuming you have 100, right, like representing the chances, 100%. To share these chances to the four candidates, how many percent do you think out of that 100? How many does APC have? PDP, Labour Party, and of course APGA. Like if you share 100, assuming 100 represent the number of votes, what are their chances?
Percentage of how do you think they will perform?
How they will perform? My brother, remove PDP from that place. PDP is not going to do well. A lot of people are angry with PDP, first of all.
Like in terms of winning the election at the moment, right? So can you distribute the percentage? Yes. How do you think, like currently, in terms of their popularity, acceptability, and their chances? Huh?
Okay, I'll give you this. Because a lot of people, Frank Weke,
so about
and believe and he has identified with even during Obi's campaign from the get-go. A lot of people saw through him. I would give Frank 35%. I would give the Labour Party candidate 40%. That is 75%. The remaining percentage, I'll leave to the other guys.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, well, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thanks for calling in. Okay. We have some feedback. I don't know where it's coming from, but we have to now. We are going to start. Begin to round up. He said something. He said 2027, we're going to see a lot of, there's going to be a lot of changes in the way people elect, the way people actually qualify to be voted for. And that is a welcome development. That's what we're looking for. Somebody came here and he mentioned that he wished I had run this time around. That's why everybody is so happy. Because if I had run this time around, all these people here would not even be there. So they are very lucky that I didn't run. See, if I had run now, Mazes okay will be rooting for me. Suzu will be rooting. All of them will be behind me. But don't worry, in future. So let's begin to round up and with our submissions, starting from Mazi Ezoke. Go ahead, sir. No, you need to, no, okay. Yeah, now you're muted.
Okay. I had been unmuted, but I think the call I had interfered with the.
Please unmute.
No, he's unmuted.
Maz, you're
No,
mute.
go ahead. Chukuma, you need to go and come back because there's a delay on you now. You need to go out and come back.
So can you hear me?
Yes, it's okay. You're okay. You're okay.
Okay. So what I was trying to say is, again, you have an opportunity to move to the obedient family. You have been a place where
me?
Yes.
No, you're changing the topic. You're changing the topic.
No, I'm not. I'm coming now. You asked me a question. You have been in a place where there is no growth in the last couple of years.
Where?
You know where you are now.
The obedient movement. The obedient movement is no. You have to be fair. We started a movement that obedient movement.
I am fair to you.
Fair. How can you say there's no growth?
Where there is no growth, where there is stagnant.
Where
the scores you had in your presidential election in 2019 is gone down from what it is in 2023.
No. Then that means you see. Okay. Let's even have that debate. You see, that's why it is important that we are not hypocritical. You are at a place right now where you're talking about movement and you're talking about party. A movement that Peter Obi, for instance, has been in PDP and where their ideology is different. The obedient movement, we all agree that obedient movement is an offshoot of the NSAS movement, which is an offshoot of the Revolution Now movement, which is an offshoot of the Take It Back movement, and which which was built on the sacrifice and endeavors of the activists out there. So if you want, let us just be going where we're going. Let's not spoil things.
Let us be going, but
let's be going, because if you start going back there, you spoil everything. You spoil everything. See, wait. Obedient. They are learning something that we have learned a long time ago. When they hit you people at the elections, you run back and you started crying. I was saying, Shepi, we told you. So don't worry. When everybody has chopped breakfast, then we will now get to the table and talk. But do your submission.
What I was trying to my last submission here is, I will say to everyone who joined, thank you for joining, and to those who were invited and they didn't show up, well, thank you for being invited and not showing up. I would say, it is rather unfortunate, I must say, and I have no apologies, that when people are somewhat running for office and they are being invited to town halls that is very, very different from the others, and they tend, they will now want not to come, not even one person. That speaks volume, to be honest with you. I honestly thought that we would have been interacting with at least two of them, because based on the conversations we had before, obviously one or two had their excuses. but that none of them actually come is, if not that it will be an overkill. We'll tell the people watching to go and flog them at the polling unit. But anyway, don't do that. What you will do is, based on the parameters we have given you, know who is best for you. Like my brother Chinedu Asuzu said, the the capital of the great Igbo nation remains Enugu. Enugu is key. It's in the heart of the growth of the great Igbo nation. Now, we must, for 2023, this is now beyond Enugu, move beyond mediocres. We must now, not like what happens in the state called Abia, where the only visible structure done in 8 years is a single flyover. Whereas if you cross to the neighboring Ebonyi state, you are looking at 23. If you cross to the other side, you're looking at 13. But in one, someone is asking you that the only reason why, is asking you, it's, I'm doing you a favor by constructing this because you didn't ask me to. He's saying it as if you paid him money. We must then look at those that must not look down on us, those that should be able to, if you call them to on Twitter Spaces, to come and address you. Let's not make the mistake, because I've sometimes I feel real sad about my own state, because we had hope that we should have a governor who should join like this program at least once every month, to tell the people globally, this is what we are doing, this is what we have done. But suddenly, things are happening the other way around. But it's all these are learning processes that we must, as a people, begin to think: how do we get leaders in the mold of M.I. Obara? For me, that is the benchmark of leadership in the Great Igbo nation. How do we get leaders that are visionary? How do we begin to elect leaders that would interject and work, interface with one another? Look at when we had the security challenges. There is no, we couldn't have leaders in the southeast to come together and take a single decision. Why? Because one in the other state is saying, why would the other state A tell me what to do in state E? And the other state E is telling, why would the other one tell me what to do? So you see that when leaders are not meeting together, they are not even coming together to make strategies. Sorry, I keep hammering on this because this election, we are talking about Enugu, but it's beyond Enugu. For me, this election should be the starting and defining moment and defining point for the great Igbo nation. And I encourage you to please do not think that your election doesn't count. Of course, your vote doesn't count. Of course, that's a fluke. Your vote counts. Because on the day of the presidential election, two other elections happened in the House of Rep and the Senate. How come that two of them counted? You see, in Enugu, as we speak today, in the great Igbo nation, we do not have a single PDP senator. When we told them that we are going to punish them, they thought we were joking. Because there is no way, it is an aberration in the great Igbo nation that you serve somebody for 24 years. It comes to the time of settlement, you begin to move the goalpost. No. Because it cannot continue happening. We must now begin to do the same thing. Next Saturday, come out, endeavor to come out, vote and vote. Use your, in fact, my own PVC, I'm sharpening it. It's now turned to a sword. And the edges are very sharp. Use it to vote them out. Hurt them where it, where it should hurt them. I can even campaign and get nobody in PDP. I don't care if it's it should even come close, so that they will know when those abnormalities and those atrocities were happening. Why did they not speak up? Because they didn't. They didn't speak up. They stood side by there. Why? Something that was due to them, something that you have supported every other person to happen. It came to your turn, everybody kept mute. So we must begin to build a better future for the great Igbo nation, and in larger part, a better future for Nigeria. Thank you, my brother, for having me, and thank you, listeners, for also listening to us.
Thank you so much, Mazi Ezoke. Mazi Chinedu Asuzu Peters.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. And the viewers who have participated in this program, thank you very much. I'm not going to bore you with too many words, and I concur with everything my brother Mazi Ezoke has said, and some of you who have made your calls, I concur with you. Saturday is another day of judgment. That is all I can tell you. And we are going to judge them accordingly. You see, when they did that charade of announcement of results in the presidential election, they thought that they are going to break the soul and the will of the people. Actually, they attempted to. But thank God we were able to hold the people first and bring the fire on, that they will come out even more angry to judge them and dismantle the structures of impunity, the structures of corruption, the structures of backwardness and bad governance. So that is what will be happening this weekend. And I beseech every obedient, go all out like you have never done before. That is one of the ways we can reclaim our stolen mandate at the presidential election, to reaffirm the victory of the obedience across Nigeria. Because it will be won by landslide, and there is no two ways about it. They never saw it coming. I told them this election is not a business as usual, it's a revolution. And the revolution is like a hurricane. It sweeps across. It doesn't look at your face. Okay? And now they are understanding that power truly belongs to the people. And the people must take advantage of it. It doesn't end here. This is just the starting point. This is just actually the starting point. And I must say this, I am not a member of any political party. I've never become any member of any political party. I'm just an advocate for good governance. And the obedient movement, I am fully part of it, because this is what we've been preaching. This is what we've been saying. This is what we've been advocating for. And today, Nigerians are seeing the powers they have. If only the ordinary Nigerians, the suffering, frustrated Nigerians understand the powers they have. To be honest with you, here will be the paradise we seek. All this hostile environment we're seeing, the wretchedness among youth, the insecurity, we all nosedive. All of these are product of bad governance. And we cannot continue like this. And that is why what is happening is a revolution. In Enugu State, some of you might remember one archbishop that said that Enugu is PDP. You know, when they say it, they stamp it like it is their birthright. Just like my governor is saying, Anambra is Apuga. Don't forget, I am one of the frontline advocates for Chukwuma Soludo government to come in place. But irrespective of his political inclination, I try to separate between the political inclination and his delivery of good governance. But politicking, having a very bad politics, will definitely blow down on Apuga. But in Enugu State, we are seeing Frank Nweke Jr., who is obedient by ideology, his conviction. Okay, and we have Edoga. We want to see Edoga. In fact, Edoga should be the first person that should be running to this platform, no matter what kind of engagement. There is no reason he should be absent. They are not going for campaign today in Southeast. You all know that today is Monday. And they should be in, and this is a visual meeting where they can sit down somewhere and join this conversation, no matter if it is 30 minutes. But they choose to ignore the platforms on the social media. They believe that it doesn't matter, forgetting that those that undermined the obedient movement thought that it's two persons tweeting in the room. But today they see what is happening. So for them to ignore this kind of meeting, the day they will receive the flogging. Honestly speaking, if it comes on Saturday, let them not be surprised. But I can tell you, let the people be optimistic. I still look forward, Chidi, if you can try again before the window of election campaign comes to a close. I can see this man brandishing this weapon. How I wish I have my own to brandish, because this is exactly what we are going to use to shoot down and dismantle the structure of impunity. Okay, PDP never saw it coming in Enugu State, that even in the Southeast, they didn't get a single seat at the Senate. It is not magic. It is the power of the people. Governors never knew that they are going to lose the election while sitting as a governor. They never believe it is possible. And somebody is saying Enugu is PDP and Anambra is Apaga. They are undermining the power of the people. And I think the people should understand that if you have not learned anything about political power, just understand that the power belongs to you. I keep saying it. This term you see you use in voting is more powerful than this one they use to pull the trigger, because it is this term that determines who goes into power. And whoever goes into power determines what those who handles this, whether they are the government security architecture or non-state actors, whichever way, I can tell you it is a product of those in government.
Yes,
So,
yes,
my people, please, please come out in mass, more than you have ever done before, to punish. You are not just voting, you are punishing those who have made your lives miserable over the years. I'm signing out from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mazi Chinedu Asuzu Peters of BVI Channel 1. And then we're going to move over to my co-convener and co-host, Chukwuma Ephraim Okenwa of Lead Africa Network. Go ahead, Chukwuma.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chidi, for this initiative. And let me also appreciate our partners with their far-reaching platforms.
Yeah.
And I would encourage all our listeners to check out our channels. If you've not been following some of these platforms, please do well to to follow, to align, so that you can keep in touch with the information that matter. So sincerely, I want to thank all, and an opportunity is before us, and we have to leverage on it, make the best use of it, as long as Saturday is concerned. So thank you all for joining us tonight.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chukwuma. You worked so hard for us to organize this meeting, and you're somebody that a lot of people don't know what you do behind the scene. But when the time is right, these efforts will be made manifest. Like my friend here, Mazes, okay, who chooses to have amnesia, selective amnesia on some issues, but we'll come back to that. Okay, but thank you so much, Chukwuma Ephraim. I know you have to run, but we are also bringing this to an end. And I'd like to thank everybody. Somebody said, let's do this again. I don't know what you guys think. Mas says okay, and Asuzu, you actually said we should try to do this again. What do you guys think? No, you're muted. You're muted. Mas says okay.
I'm unmuted.
Oh, now you are muted. Before you were muted.
Okay, thank you. If you have their buy-in to come and speak to the people, you can try on Thursday again. On Thursday. Tomorrow is already Tuesday, right? So Wednesday or Thursday, if you have their buy-in, you can try it again. But again, let it not be abamba tunogo, ababa tunogo, oroko nogo kapi alako.
Yep.
Anyway, honestly, for me, like one of them asked me, what if the election had happened last 2 days ago, Saturday? All this would have been over. I agree with him. At this point in time, we can say a lot of people have made their decision, but still not true. The way I've seen this election, every day counts, every moment. One simple statement by somebody changes everything. One interview by a person changes everything. So, but we are going to learn from all of these dynamics. Let me use this opportunity to thank you guys, our media partners, BVI Channel 1. Thank you so much for the job you do on the scene and behind the scene. Amazi's okay. We'll go way back. Thank you so much for all you do with Njenje Media. I think we all that have been in the trenches, I think we can begin to smile. There seems to be light at the end of the tunnel. Those days that we will break our head, and all these people will dominate us, bully us, stamp over our head, shut us down, and make people laugh at us. See who is laughing now. So I want to thank all of you guys, and thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
God bless you. God bless you.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Our media partners are going to be taking their leave, and I'll be rounding up too. I would like to thank every one of you, those who were able to come in and those who were not able to come in. The candidates who responded to us, I appreciate the fact that you actually responded to us. Those of you who didn't feel that we deserved any response, it's still up to you. I guess on the day of election, people will also respond that way to you. But on this note, we are going to call this a day. Special thanks again to Sahara Reporters TV and Iroko. In fact, actually, Iroko Post TV, Dr. Damages was trying to get through, but I don't know what happened. His connection wasn't getting through, but we'll continue with this discussion, maybe not with the governors. We have state House of Assembly members and other people. We'll bring them on. I am particularly interested in what is happening in Enugu State because, as they say, politics is local. Okay, I am still a member of the African Action Congress. It's a party I founded, a beautiful party. We sparked off what you see happening today, whether anybody likes it or not. The fact that one can run a party without a huge structure. It was started by Omoyele Sowore. The fact that people can resist the government through activism, Omoyele Sowore did that through the African Action Congress, and we're still there. The reason why we are not a contender in Enugu State is because the person who picked our ticket, just like they were saying they made a mistake in some states, we also made a mistake with giving our ticket to somebody who cannot be trusted with that kind of position. But it's okay. We learn from our mistakes and we move. So on behalf of all our supporters, on behalf of Dr. Erica Mwanyanwo and the WMTV crew and Lead Africa, I want to thank you for listening to us, and we ask you to keep it a day. The next time we come up with this interesting town hall assembly, I can promise you that this is a town hall with a difference, not blue, not bala blue, but a town hall with a difference. God bless you, and bye-bye.